Hey guys, what's up? Cell here. Today we're going to do a video kind of sharing some love to other YouTube content creators. I put a lot of heart and soul into my channel, and I know talking to a lot of these other guys that they do too. So what I'm going to do is a quick fire, kind of explaining why I watch each one of these channels. And I will put links down below to each one of their channels, and hopefully you guys find something that you didn't know of before that you would find interesting or would like to watch. Alright, so let's get to it because we got a lot to cover. Now I just want to say I didn't get every single channel that I watch. There's a lot of other good channels, but I picked these guys based on content and quality and kind of their personalities in the channel as well. So first up we got Paul's Hardware. Paul used to be on Newegg TV. He's since come over, and his dry sense of humor has he's got like this nice wit and dry sense of humor to him that he brings in, but he's also very technical. So I really enjoy his channel. Production value is really well done, and he puts out content quite a bit. As a matter of fact, all the tech guys are at Computex this week, so they're going to be putting out a lot of content. Up next we got Awesomesauce Network. Used to be Awesomesauce News. This is Kyle's channel, and like Paul, I've gotten to know Kyle pretty well. He's kind of an asshat, but he has a really good heart, really good personality. He's kind of raunchy in his sense of humor. I would say he brings more humor into his tech channel and has a lot of fun with it. So it's really fun to watch and see him behave kind of like a dumbass sometimes, because it's you know, if you want to see something funny, I think it's something they call Drunk PC Builder, so whatnot. Anyways, Tech Syndicate. Tech Syndicate, I was watching Tech Syndicate when they were just Raise the World, and they were putting out videos like Logan on their main host, Logan on the thing going, buy a better webcam. So yeah, but they do really good content. They're really technical. They have a ton of extra channels here, so if you're interested in like Linux, whatnot, they have a streaming channel and other different stuff here, as you can see on the bottom. They're at Computex as well. They're covering a lot of stuff. The thing I appreciate about Tech Syndicate is they will go to events like PAX East, whatever, and instead of covering AAA games, even though they're mostly a tech channel, they will go specifically to indie games, because like I believe, like what they believe is what I believe as well. Indie games don't get enough coverage. They don't get enough love, and a lot of times they end up being a better experience than what's being put out in the AAA. Almost 9 times out of 10 they're a better experience than what's on the AAA. So I really like their channel, and it's got a really special place in my heart personally. Next one is JayZ 2 cents. So it's not JayZ, it's JayZ, first of all. JayZ very analytical in the way he does his reviews. If something's happening like he did with the 1080 lately, where it's like it shows it's like thermal throttling, he'll be like, okay, why is that? And he looked at the fan speed, and he turned the fan speed up, and then found that the fan speed was running too low, so it was thermal throttling. So he got stop thermal throttling by turning it up. And he does a lot of his card reviews overclocked, so he does a pretty good job with his channel. The other thing that's cool about him is if he does something in the video and he screws up, he doesn't try to cut it out. He admits it. He'll admit like if he's wrong or something, and I really like that about him. That's something that me and him share in common. To me, it's sort of like an honor-bound thing. Like, I don't want to mislead anybody or anything like that, so I really appreciate that. The next one is PC Per. PC Per, it is that they are actually more journalistic. There's some humor and stuff here, especially in their live streams, but they approach it from a very hard-nosed journalistic point of view. They have a very good channel. They actually have a very good website, pcperspective.com, and I would highly recommend this channel if you want to know more about the tidbits of like why things work the way that they do or whatnot. They're pretty cool and very knowledgeable. Hardware Canucks. If you want to see a tech channel where what I would call is like tech porn viewing or whatnot, Dimitri and his crew does an awesome job of getting really nice shots and whatnot. I'm sure if Dimitri saw what I'm doing right here, right now, he'd probably want to throat punch me. But his channel is really well done, and the thing I like about his channel lately is in the past year or so, he started putting himself into videos, because when it first started it was just him taking nice glamour shots of the tech, but he started putting himself into videos. He's got like kind of a quirky kind of sense of humor, and I think the channel is a lot better for it, so I appreciate that about him. Gamers Nexus, I just started watching these guys, and they have also a very journalistic approach about things. They're not afraid to try different things, like recently with the 1080, they saw that their approach to it, thermal throttling, was to take the cooler apart and get a 980 Ti hybrid, and take it apart and put the water block on it, see what it was like to water cool a 1080. So they do some pretty interesting things. They do a lot of really good coverage, and they're pretty spot on with the way that they handle it. The thing I really appreciate is the way they handle their thermals on their card reviews. They only do the delta. They don't factor in the room temperature, so that way you can figure out like what it's going to do in your neck of the woods. On to other stuff. Barna Cleese is a variety channel. He does anything from 3D printing, cosplay, retro gaming, different unboxings, things like that. And the guy's got a pretty good sense of humor about him, so I really enjoy his channel. And yeah, I highly recommend Jerry. Actually, Jerry and Jay do a show every week that's on Jay's channel, so definitely check that out. Alright, Digital Foundry. If you are curious about a PC game and you want to know if it's running right or what maybe you could do to kind of fix it or something, these guys do a really good analysis on a lot of the games. So they will break it down. They'll be like, we turn this setting off to get like a 20% increase here or there. So it's a pretty good channel to keep a beat on, especially if you're a PC gamer, so you can kind of tell. And they do break it down as like even consoles. They'll go like, this is what it's doing on consoles, this is what it's doing on video, this is what it's doing on AMD. So pretty good stuff. Now onto the gaming channels. Gaming Giant Bomb. This is the only major site that I'll tell you guys that I recommend personally. So Jeff Gersman, I've gotten to meet the guy a couple times. He's actually stupidly knowledgeable about video games. I tried keeping up in a conversation with him, and it's like, if you guys watch Tech Syndicate, you know, like crazy out there Wendell is with knowledge on tech, this is like Jeff with like video games. It's like you're not going to be able to hold your own. But Jeff, you know, we all worry about like gaming sites being paid off for reviews and stuff. Jeff ran into that a few years ago at GameSpot. It's been about 10 years now, but he actually got fired because he was the editor-in-chief and he was allowing bad reviews going through while games that were being reviewed had ads on GameStop or GameSpot.com. So he went and started Giant Bomb. It was part of Whiskey Media at first, and it got bought by CBS. But they do a pretty good job of not just covering everything on consoles. They do cover a lot of console stuff. They cover a lot of indie stuff too. I see a lot of really good indie games. They sift through it, and if it's worth mentioning, they'll do a quick play of it. Two, the thing that's really cool about them, they're all admitted to be PC gamers now. It's a lot of their preferred platforms. They like playing it there. They play stuff on consoles too if it's a better experience there for them or whatnot. But they're not shy to say like stuff like, hey, the new Doom plays better on a PC just because of the mouse and keyboard experience, like straight up. So they are a pretty cool site. I would really recommend their YouTube channel and their site actually. Total Biscuit, I like his WTF series, so when a game comes out, if you want to know if it's got any issues going on or anything like that, he's really good at releasing like close to like day of release, if not on the day of release, or sometimes even before. And he'll go through even like these different settings the game has and whatnot, so you can actually learn a lot just by his WTF as a PC gamer, just watching that. Other channel, Alphamegasin. This dude is freaking awesome. He will cover anything noteworthy in the gaming industry that's going on. It's just him in front of a camera like I am right now, talking about his opinions on things, what he thinks is going on. He covers a lot of interesting things, sometimes stupid things, but he has a pretty good channel. He's entertaining to watch. He's a really cool guy. I'd really recommend him. This one I have to include. If nobody's ever seen Angry Video Game Nerd or Cinemassacre, you have to see it. So I'm just going to say, go here, check it out. They do some cool playthroughs and stuff, but it's all pretty much retro. I've seen him do some newer stuff every once in a while, but check out his Paperboy review and tell me that shit's not funny. They do amazing stuff with good production value and whatnot. It's funny as hell. Linux Gamer. I've recently got interested in Linux gaming. I can't do it right now because of certain issues. I'm not going to name anything, but I want to keep a beat on what's going on with Linux gaming, so this is a pretty good channel, and this guy has pretty good production value. So, the Angryjoeshow. So the thing I like about Joe and why he's so angry is, I would call it passion. He's really passionate about video games. When something's fucked up in the industry, he's not afraid of saying it, even if it like might turn somebody the wrong way. He's talked about struggles like with like content or content ID stuff going on YouTube and whatnot. The guy is just very, very passionate about everything that he does, and he brings that into his channel, and it's very apparent. So I really like his channel. I like watching even if they do like a trailer like reaction video or something, if the trailer looks like shit, he doesn't try to do the politically correct thing and say it's not shit. He says it looks like shit. So I really like that. Classic Game Room. I have to recommend this to everybody. It is classic video games. Even if you don't have an interest, just watch a couple videos, because what he does with his channel, he's got such a out there sense of humor. It's nothing but fucking fantastic. It's great. I obviously have a love for retro video games and stuff, but it's beyond that. Like, he'll make like references to things or make a joke, and then he'll make references to it later on in like future episodes or whatnot, and so you're kind of like rewarded for watching. And this is a channel that should have been shut down this year, but the community he has is so passionate about what he does that they said, hey, go do a Patreon. He did a Patreon, and he's making enough now on Patreon where he's actually able to create content. I think he's clearing like almost 10 grand a month, so it was enough for him to basically not have to have a job and produce this full time. So it's a pretty awesome success story for Patreon, if you ask me. But I highly, highly recommend it. The channel's worth it. I really appreciate that he actually has classic pinball machine reviews on here, and a lot of his pinball machine reviews are they're fantastic. Game Chasers. Game Chasers are basically American pickers, if you guys know that show, where people look for antiques and like storage sheds and stuff. These guys will do that at like flea markets and whatnot. These guys do that for video games. They go look for classic video games at flea markets, people's houses, like in their attics and stuff. And they also cover some retro gaming events. So they've got a very cool channel. I like them a lot. They're kind of a couple of dumbasses from Texas, but they're cool. ReRes. ReRes is a very high production value channel on retro things, like anything from controllers to games or whatnot. He even covered an exercise bike for the Super Nintendo, and Shane's done a fantastic job with this channel. I'd like to see more subscribers on here. I don't know why there's not, but this channel, like some of the shots and stuff he does blows me away. It's like on the level of like Dimitri with Hardware Canucks. It's flipping awesome. GameSack. These guys do pretty good retrospectives. That's why I like them. So if you want to know something about like collecting games, you say you want to get into like TurboGrafx, for instance, that they've got up here. They do retrospectives where they not only talk about what are good games on that thing, but they'll actually break the system apart, show you the inside of it, tell you what CPU and other different hardware it was running on, if you want to get into that kind of nerdy level. And then cover like, this game's good, this game's not, this game's good, whatever. They do kind of like mini quick reviews of like all the popular games on that system, like really quickly, and like their episodes tend to be like 30-40 minutes each. And then Gamester81. Gamester81 obviously does retro stuff. He has a very passionate approach to it. You can tell he like really cares about what he's talking about. He's not on the same kind of production level as some of these other guys, but I really like his channel. I end up learning a lot about some like really niche video games that I didn't know before, and I end up trying them and love them or whatnot. But he does really good system reviews, gaming things. He does like a lot of just kind of like different variety of like retro gaming stuff. I really like his channel. Alright guys, so I'm sorry for like almost the 15-minute video here, but I wanted to make sure I give some love to these YouTube guys out here. It's obvious that they're putting a lot of heart and soul into these channels, and it means a lot to them. And hopefully for me this year, I'm hoping to kind of raise my production value up to that level. unfortunately it costs money, and so that's one of the things we'll have to just kind of figure out. But yeah, guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video for some reason, give me a thumbs down. If you have somebody that you would like to recommend to the community out there, make sure to leave a comment below. You know, they can find it through Google search or YouTube search or something like that. And yeah, the other thing I want to say is, if you guys really would like to share the love along with me, because this is a small channel, please retweet. Like, go on, retweet this out so other people see it and other people get exposed to these awesome channels. Because I'm surprised, like, I'll talk to somebody that is like Paul's Hardware, but they don't know Tech Syndicate. And that was really what made me kind of think, maybe there's a need for this kind of video. Even though these guys are like bigger and you don't think of them as like, well, if somebody's watching this channel, they're watching the other channel. I found that not to be true. There's actually a lot of people who don't know, like PC Per, the JayZ, or whatnot like this. So I was like, okay, we're going to do a video on this. So anyways, guys, I will see you in the next one. I'm actually going to do a follow-up to this of streamers that I watch, so we can share some love there. And that one will be a little bit more useful because I watch some pretty niche people. So anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. You have a great weekend, because I don't think I'm doing anything for the rest of the week. I might, we'll see. But bye.
You shake your head in full denial of the truth. Didn't get a chance to say it loud. Your secrets kept you pushing down, disavow.
Doing a Kyle.